Okay, everybody, just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You can finally relax. A little bit.
A little bit, yeah, because we are finally done with the Silas Vane nightmare, the Indigo Protocol.
Finished.
Gone. That whole marathon of tension we've been living in is over. But, and you knew a but was coming.
There's always a but.
If you thought we were done with high-stakes statistical anomalies, you are so wrong. We are just getting started.
It really is a new era. It's a breath of fresh air, in a way.
Yeah.
We're moving away from that singular, oppressive shadow of Silas Vane and stepping into something, well, frankly, sharper, faster.
And much more official.
Exactly.
Which is what's so wild. We've just gotten access to this Phase 2 archive, and these aren't the old Dusty Vance files anymore.
Well,
We are looking at declassified FBI operational reports. They're labeled the BPU Initiative.
and this is the crucial bridge for everyone listening. When we left off, we had Eleanor Vance's Whiteow files from the 80s.
Right, the what are the odds files.
The assumption might have been they were just, archived, destroyed maybe. But the reality, according to these new documents, they became the foundation for something real.
Something official, which is both terrifying and so cool, but it looks like, from these memos, it wasn't exactly a smooth start, was it?
Oh, immense pushback. You have to understand, the FBI runs on tangible evidence.
Fingerprints, ballistics, DNA.
Right. And what these documents proposed was an entire unit based on, well, math.
The Behavioral Probability Unit,
Yeah,
BPU.
Exactly. And the initial budget proposals we're seeing show that the traditional leadership, they fought this tooth and nail. They called it voodoo policing.
I love that. Voodoo policing. But someone must have signed off on it, because we're here with Case File 01.
It took an executive order.
Seriously?
Yeah. The mandate was approved under a provision for nonlinear threat assessment. Basically, regular FBI units handle the crimes you'd expect.
Kidnappings, bank robberies, stuff with
Yeah.
clear pattern.
Exactly. The BPU, their specific mandate is to hunt killers whose crimes defy statistical logic.
They hunt the outliers.
Precisely. There's this concept called the law of truly large numbers.
Right. That with the big enough sample size, any weird thing is bound to happen to someone somewhere.
That's it. And regular law enforcement writes those weird days off as coincidence. The BPU exists to mathematically prove when something isn't a coincidence.
When it's so improbable, it has to be designed.
Exactly. So the irony is, if you're a killer and you're too clever, if you make your crime look like a perfect freak accident,
You accidentally put yourself on the BPU's radar.
being too perfect is what gets you caught.
So today we are diving into their very first case file. It's labeled the jackpot. And let me tell you, the details here, they redefine the concept of luck.
They really do. But before we get to the crime itself, we need to meet the team. The dynamic is completely different now.
It's not a lone investigator anymore.
No, and the team is structured to cover the blind spots of traditional policing. The brains, the muscle, the medic.
Let's start with the crime then, and meet them as they show up. This all kicks off in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Of course it does. Ground zero for probability. The house always wins.
Except not this time. So who's our victim?
Arthur Pendleton, age 42, a mid-level accountant, divorced, living a pretty standard life
Until Tuesday.
until Tuesday. On Tuesday, Arthur Pendleton wins the Nevada State Lottery.
And we're not talking a small win here.
No, $15 million.
Life-changing money.
Absolutely. The kind that solves every problem. He quits his job, checked into this insane penthouse suite at the fictional Palazzo Tower, and gets ready to start his new life.
But he never gets to start it.
No. Exactly 48 hours later, on Thursday, Arthur is found dead in that suite.
Talk about whiplash. Win the lottery on Tuesday, dead by Thursday. But it's how he was found. This is where we meet the first member of the BPU.
Special Agent Sarah Hatcher, call sign Hatch.
Hatch! She sounds intense.
She is. Ex-military, very grounded. She's the skeptic. She doesn't care about the math. She cares about physics, security, what's real.
And her notes on the scene are critical.
They are. She confirms this was a genuine locked room mystery.
Now, I'm always a little skeptical of locked rooms. There's usually a trick, right? A hidden door or something.
Hatch checked everything. She tore that room apart. Her report says electronic logs confirm the door was sealed from the inside at 10 p.m. No entries, no exits until housekeeping forced it open at 9 a.m.
What about windows?
Sealed glass, 40 floors up, vents are screwed shut from the inside. He was completely alone.
And yet he's dead.
Dead. And there was something else at the scene, a signature that Hatch noted as Anomalous.
This part gave me chills. It wasn't a note, it was an object.
A coin. An authentic 1922 silver piece dollar.
And where did they find it?
Resting directly on his left eye.
Okay, see, that's theatrical. That screams serial killer.
You'd think so. But Hatch, her initial theory was different.
She wasn't buying it.
No, her notes say she suspected a robbery gone wrong, or even a suicide. Maybe he had a heart attack from the shock and the coin was just some good luck charm he was holding.
She's looking for the real-world answer, the simple explanation.
Right. And that's where the conflict starts. Because while Hatch is kicking the tires, someone else shows up.
Special Agent Elias Vance.
Eleanor Vance's grandson. The legacy.
But he's not just there because of his name, right?
Not at all. Elias is the BPU's profiler, but he's not a psychologist.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about childhood trauma. He sees victimology as a math problem.
And he's the one who says it's not a robbery.
Correct. Elias immediately points out the $15 million untouched, wallet, jewelry, all still there. So robbery is statistically unlikely.
Okay.
Then he does something no one else thought to do. He runs a query on sudden death combined with windfalls and numismatics, coin collecting.
And this is where the BPU proves its worth. A Vegas cop isn't going to check a police blotter from 2 months ago in Chicago.
But Elias did. He finds a hit. 2 months prior, a woman in Chicago wins a $5 million scratch-off.
Another winner.
Another winner. And 3 days later, she dies. The official cause was a random allergic reaction. She choked to death.
Okay, that sounds like a coincidence.
It does. But when they processed her personal effects, what did they find in her pocket?
Don't say it.
A 1922 silver piece dollar.
Oh, come on.
So now Elias has a data set. 2 points make a line. 2 winners, 2 sudden deaths, 2 silver dollars.
But Hatch must have pushed back on this. That's the law of truly large numbers again, right? Coincidences happen.
She did. The briefing transcript is tense. She calls it a coincidence. But Elias counters with the pure math. He says, the odds of winning the lottery are 1 in 300 million. The odds of being murdered exactly 48 hours later by an untraceable method while holding a rare coin. The probability is 1 in 400 trillion.
1 in 400 trillion.
It's a number so small it basically equals 0. It proves intent.
So what's his theory on the motive? It can't be greed.
It's not. Elias believes the unknown subject is hunting people who are too lucky.
Hunting luck. That sounds like a ghost story.
That's exactly what Hatch called it. But Elias points to the coin. The 1922 peace dollar commemorates peace after World War I, a restoration of order. Elias argues, this killer sees luck as a form of chaos, an error in the system. Someone getting $15 million for nothing. It violates the killer's sense of order, so he's correcting the error.
He's playing God with statistics.
Exactly. You get this massive dose of good luck. He delivers the equal and opposite reaction. He's punishing them for beating the odds.
Okay, that's the why. But we still don't have the how, and the how is the part of this file that is just insane. The room was sealed.
This is where we meet the third member of the team, the medic, Dr. Eris Thorne.
Another Thorne. The family legacy continues.
Dr. Thorne is the chief medical examiner for the BPU. She deals in hard science. Elias has the theory, Hatch has the tactics, Thorne has the proof.
And Hatch said there were no marks in the body.
Not to the naked eye. But Dr. Thorne used a UV spectrum scan and found a microscopic puncture wound.
Where?
Between the victim's toes.
Oh, smart. A classic place to hide an injection.
It is. And the tox report found a synthesized neurotoxin. It's derived from the box jellyfish.
Jellyfish toxin
Yes.
in the Nevada desert.
Causes rapid paralysis, cardiac arrest. It looks just like a heart attack. But here's the problem. An injection implies a person was in the room.
And we know the room was locked. So, how?
Dr. Thorne found the projectile. It wasn't a needle. It was a microdart, a tiny sliver of polycarbonate.
A dart, okay, but you still have to shoot a dart.
And this is where it goes from a murder mystery to a physics problem. Thorne calculated the trajectory. The dart entered at a steep downward angle.
Downward? From where?
From the only opening in the room, the air conditioning vent in the ceiling.
The vent Hatch said was screwed shut from the inside.
Right, the killer wasn't in the room, he was in the shadow. He fired through the slats of the vent cover.
Wait, how? How high up is that vent?
50 feet. Thorne's trajectory analysis puts the shooter 50 feet back up the ductwork at a maintenance junction.
50 feet away. Through a vent grate. To hit a guy's foot.
It gets worse.
How does it get worse?
Between the vent and the bed, there was a ceiling fan.
No.
A big decorative ceiling fan. It is running on high speed.
Hold on. You're telling me the killer is 50 feet away, in a dark vent, and has to shoot a microdart through the slats of a vent cover and through the blades of a spinning fan to hit a tiny spot between a guy's toes.
Thorne's report breaks down the math. The fan is spinning at 120 rotations per minute. That leaves a window of about 0.04 seconds for the dart to pass through the blades without being deflected.
That's not possible. That's not human.
And it's not just timing. The unsub also had to calculate the wind flow from the AC unit itself, which would push a light dart off course.
He's doing calculus in a ventilation shaft.
Dr. Thorne actually calls him a mathematical sniper.
A mathematical sniper. That is the coolest and scariest thing I've ever heard.
It creates this terrifying profile. You're not looking for a thug. You're looking for a savant, someone who sees the world as a set of trajectories and variables.
This completely validates Elias's whole approach, doesn't it?
It forces the team to cohere. Because Hatch can kick down doors all day long, but you can't shoot a math equation.
You need someone who understands how that mind works. The brains, the muscle, and the medic. It's the perfect storm.
And you can see how it all clicks together. Hatch confirms the physical impossibility. Thorne confirms the medical and ballistic impossibility.
And Elias provides the why. He understands the mind behind it.
It's a compelling dynamic.
Yeah.
It suggests there are criminals operating on a level that regular law enforcement can't even perceive.
It makes you wonder about all those freak accidents you hear about in the news. Are they really accidents?
Or is the BPU just not on the case yet?
So we have a killer who hates luck and can literally calculate his way through an impossible shot. And we have this brand new FBI unit trying to catch him.
And they have to do it fast. Because someone wins the lottery every week.
The target list is endless.
It's infinite. And if Elias is right, this unsub is just getting started. He's refining his methods.
This is such a strong start for this new series. I love the friction between Hatch and Elias. It feels real. She thinks he's crazy. He thinks she's short-sighted.
And Thorne is just trying to get the science right. They'll need to get on the same page quickly.
So that brings us to the end of our dive into the jackpot files. But we can't leave without asking the big question. We've seen the evidence. We've crunched the numbers.
We have.
So, looking at everything, what are the odds?
What are the odds in these?
What are the odds this brand new dysfunctional BPU team can actually outsmart a killer who can thread a needle from 50 feet away through a spinning fan?
That is the question, isn't it?
It really is. And here's something to think about. We know the killer got away, which means right now, somewhere out there, the unsub is already calculating his next move. And the math is not in the victim's favor.
No, it certainly is not.